Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into my week number 12 edition college football top 5 teams. I'm putting on upset alert. Basically, it's 5 teams that are currently favored by Vegas that I certainly don't think will cover the line and possibly even lose outright. So 5 teams I think that are favored right now that could actually lose. I think I actually have 8 teams on here, but the first one, Iowa State +4 at Oklahoma. So I'm putting Oklahoma on upset alert. And folks, I was just thinking about this. At some point, we have to just admit to ourselves, it's not Oklahoma's year. Okay, it's just not Oklahoma's year. If I'm Oklahoma, I'm playing Caleb Williams for the experience. You know he's going to be your starting quarterback for the next few years. Spencer Rattler transferring is basically a formality. Play Caleb Williams, even if maybe, he's young, he's going to make mistakes. This is a good Iowa State team. They've had some good games. Now, obviously, people are a bit down on Iowa State because they came into the year as a top 10 team with high expectations, but this is a team that's still very capable of beating Oklahoma. Oklahoma last week, I haven't seen, an offensive performance that bad under Lincoln Riley since I don't know when. They had 180 total yards late in the third quarter. It was crazy how bad it was. So yeah, give me Iowa State +4. I have Iowa State winning this game. Lower scoring, big noon game. It's unfortunate for Oklahoma fans. 11 a.m. Central start time in Texas. Big noon is terrible, guys. They really need. Please disband Big Noon. We all hate it. But that Iowa State +4 there. Number 2, Wake Forest +4 at Clemson. I wish I had something nice to say about Clemson's program, but I don't. But no, seriously, Wake Forest, obviously they're going with the whole Clemson is at home. Clemson still has all the 5 stars. They have more talent than Wake Forest. Absolutely they do. I'm not arguing that. But at some point, we have to take this season into account. Wake Forest has been way better than Clemson. Clemson does have a very good defense, but I think Wake Forest scores enough to win this game outright. Some people may be surprised Clemson favored by Vegas over Wake Forest when Wake Forest is a top 15 team in college football, ranked top 15, where Clemson is unranked, but I understand it. They're going off, Clemson being at home. They're going off Clemson having the talent advantage, which they do. They have the talent advantage. They recruit way better than Wake Forest, but at this point, with 2 weeks left in the season, we have to take what we've seen on the field, use it to our advantage and say, folks, this year in 2021, Wake Forest is better than Clemson. They're better than Clemson, and even if they lose by a field goal, they still cover the +4. I don't even think they lose. I think they win this in a closer, low-scoring game, maybe like 27-24, something like that. So Clemson is on upset alert, although I don't know if you would really say it would be an upset. According to Vegas, I guess it would be. SMU +11.5 at Cincinnati. So Cincinnati on upset alert. Cincinnati needs to be careful. They really do, because this SMU team can score. And you get a dangerous team. Sure, SMU not great on defense, but if Cincinnati, they turn the ball over. Desmond Ridder makes a mistake he shouldn't make. He holds the ball a little too long, strip sack. SMU, with how good that offense is, they can take full advantage of 1 or maybe 2 turnovers by Cincinnati. Cincinnati has not covered the last 4 or 5 spreads. They're looking almost, a little bit beatable. They face some bad teams, haven't covered. So SMU, 11.5 is a big number, and I know why it's that high, because SMU's defense is not good. But this is still a team that's 8-2, and they can score. They're dangerous. Cincinnati do not turn the ball over. This is going to be close. I'm thinking it's a 3-point game, maybe a 7-point game, something like that. But Cincinnati, definitely a team based off of what we've seen from the previous weeks and SMU's ability to score the ball and really generate big plays. That's scary for Cincinnati, even though the game is at home for them. SMU, I'm putting Cincinnati this week on upset alert. Number 4, it is Missouri +8.5 versus Florida. Another pretty crazy line here. We know Missouri hasn't been very good this year. They're basically a middle-of-the-road SEC team. But, what is going on with Florida? The thing is, I've stayed away from betting this game because I just have no clue what Florida is. Yes, Florida has more talent than Missouri. We all know that. But it's like, you saw what Florida does against a Samford, and it's like, I know they ended up winning. They scored 70 points, but their defense, what did Samford, the FCS team, they had like 42 points early in the third quarter. Dan Mullen seems like he's almost a lame duck coach. They're going to part ways with him, and he almost wants to coach in the NFL. He made some comments about how he doesn't like recruiting mid-season, when basically every coach at a big-time program recruits mid-season. That's when you have your big official visitors. Now, obviously, your first focus is on the game the upcoming week, but you still got to recruit, and it just seems like Dan Mullen wants to go the NFL route. I don't know how motivated Florida will be. You take a look at their few past performances, plus 8.5. I could see Missouri at home. I could see them winning this game easily. I'm surprised. I mean, I understand why the number is 8.5. It's because Florida's way more talented. We understand. But still, like, based on what we've seen recently, man, Missouri should easily cover this 8.5 and very easily could win. Missouri is at home. You would think Florida, if they were 8.5-point favorites, this game would be in the swamp, but it's in Missouri. Number 5, Kansas State +1 versus Baylor. So not really an upset here. Kansas State at home. Maybe a few people surprised that this is only, a 1-point spread due to, because of Baylor's big win they had against Oklahoma. I do want to quick shout out Baylor, their program. I mean, what they did to Oklahoma, it was amazing. It was great to see Lincoln Riley get shut down like that. But, it's going to be interesting. How does Baylor handle the success going on the road against a tough, really good defense in Kansas State? Game is on at 5:30, mid-afternoon into evening type game here in November. Gonna be interesting. This game's gonna be close towards the end. It just depends who has the ball last. Maybe lower scoring, like 30-27 type game. Maybe a walk-off field goal for Kansas State, but I do expect Kansas State to win this game. Could be either way, but I expect Kansas State. Not really an upset, only a 1-point favorite for Baylor. Maybe that surprises people a little. But I like K-State. Also, it'll be interesting where Baylor gets ranked tonight in the college football playoff rankings. They're certainly going to move up because that was a dominant win over Oklahoma. 27-14 may not seem like a complete dominance, but they dominated that football game. Number 6, Texas Tech +10.5 versus Oklahoma State. I got to give Oklahoma State credit. Their defense is for real, but this is one of those games you go on the road against kind of a mediocre team that has the potential to play well. That's what Texas Tech is. You're Oklahoma State. You're looking ahead to Bedlam. Maybe you're on the road. There is an ingredient factor for a potential upset for Texas Tech. You could catch Oklahoma State looking ahead. Oklahoma State has an offense that I've never believed in, but they do have a very good defense, and they crushed TCU last week at home. It was a dominant win. They were around 13-point favorites, and they won by like 40. TCU's not great this year. Gary Patterson steps down or gets let go, whatever. But still, that was an impressive win for Oklahoma State. I just worry about their offense and them potentially looking ahead to that Bedlam game. You're not at home. You're on the road. You get caught looking ahead. Suddenly it's 14-7 early second quarter. You're down. You need your offense to come back. The offense isn't Oklahoma State's strength. They're going to have to rely on their defense in this game. We'll see if they get it done. I am putting them on upset alert. Number 7, Louisiana Monroe +29 at LSU. No, this is not a troll. Louisiana Monroe is going to be pissed. They're going to be angry. They feel disrespected. LSU, this has all the makings of a major FCS upset over an FBS program. LSU coming off an emotional loss, lame duck coach, players have nothing to play for, not motivated at all. I mean, come on, folks. I'm telling you right now, I think Louisiana Monroe covers this 29-point spread easily, and this could be a closer game than expected. It has all the makings, I'm telling you right now, of a close game. Everyone's going to be like, what's going on there? That's surprising. Not really. LSU coming off a close emotional loss. There's no motivation for them. No motivation factor. Lame duck coach. All the ingredients, ladies and gentlemen. I'm telling you. And then I've got Oregon State +3 at home versus Arizona State. Arizona State needs to be very careful here going on the road. Something about these 10:30 Pac-12 starts, right? They seem to always produce upsets. I like Oregon State to win this game outright. They're only 3-point underdogs, so this isn't a huge upset, and they're at home, but they can score a little. Arizona State team, unmotivated, not really all that talented, decent, maybe one of the, a top half team in the Pac-12. But Oregon State can score. I like them at home in this game. 10:30 later start time there for the East Coast people like myself. Give me Oregon State outright. So those are all the teams on upset alert. I've got Oklahoma on upset alert, Clemson on upset alert, Cincinnati, as well as Florida, Baylor, Oklahoma State, LSU facing an FCS team, and then Arizona State. Those are my top 8 upset games. I always get it wrong. It's supposed to be a top 5 list, but I have more than 5. I do that with my best bets too. I don't know why I do that, but it is what it is, guys. Make sure you're following me on Twitter. Link to that's always in the description. I'm, of course, the Depressed Ginger. Thank you for watching.